Hi, for those who don't know me, I'm JayLa'Shay. Welcome to my channel. And for those who do, as you could tell, you already know it's a story time. And today I'm going to talk about how I fell out with one of my really good friends. And it's literally like an unanswered beef. Like, I have no fucking idea what the hell happened. So I'm going to give you guys like the shorter version and then like provide rest of the details at the end. Just to help you guys like map out what exactly happened. So I'm dating this guy, and we started, really picking things up last January. We've known each other before, but he decided he wanted to move to Cincinnati. So I checked in with her, seen if it was okay, if he comes stay. Which, by the way, if you guys, I guess I could do a backstory. So the story I uploaded previously about the crazy ex, when I left to move out with a friend, this is a friend I moved with. So, she owns a house and stuff, so I tried to see if it was okay with her if he came. She said it was all fine. No issues, no questions, nothing. So he came down here, he stayed with us, short term or whatever. But like while he was staying with us, well, actually we both left, but while he was staying there, I guess, she had issues and concerns, which, if you don't say anything, closed mouths don't get fed, but it is what it is. So, he decided, to, look for a job, things like that. So he was home majority of the time. He helped out a couple times around the house, whatever. Yeah, we had issues. We were just starting off fresh. We had history in college, but it was kind of rocky. So, we trying to start fresh, start from start. So one day she starts complaining about the parking spot. So the way the driveway is set up is like this. Literally, it's a hill to get up the driveway, and then there's like this open space in the back, but like you literally have to maneuver your car to get in and out. So I usually pulled in straight back and she pulled in next to me. So what I did was I gave him my spot because I need to get out and for work, and she kept the second spot and I moved to the street. So I mean, after a while she started complaining about him parking there because she felt like she could come and go as she pleases. Whatever, you own the home, it is what it is, but like it's a fucking parking spot. So she complained about that at first, so I told him, like park on the street, X, Y, and Z. And he felt to park in the first spot because it was empty most of the day because she worked during the day and at night, and I worked all day. So it's all these empty ass spots. But remind you, her boyfriend or whoever she was talking to was in and out of the house, and then her dad was upstairs working on the upstairs of the apartment. So she complained about that, and my thing is, this happened like a month after he got here. There was no issues between me and her until he got here, and then all of a sudden she had all these complaints. So I paid rent, so then she sends me this long message, I have it, asking me to remind me about the rent check. So I gave her that, and then she literally is like also not having either to park in the first spot so no one has a hard time getting out. But she decided to buy a Camaro in the wintertime, and there's ice and snow, so she can't maneuver out of the second spot because she'll get stuck. So she wanted the first spot and then wanted everybody else to get stuck. So it didn't make sense to me. I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, that makes no sense. So that drove me nuts. And then after that, she was just saying that, now she's saying she's being super nice and, blah, 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 blah. And then she talks about, leasing out her place, which is absolutely fine with me because, contracting it out, because before it wasn't contracted. We weren't under any contracts, anything like that. So it was all cool or whatever. But like, she just literally just started having issues out of nowhere. So then she told me about, trying to contract the place out, and if I wanted to stay, cool. If I didn't, I didn't. But I think the message that got me was, she sent me this long drawn out book after I keep telling her, do not text me, talk to me in person, whether it's business, friendship, that's just a mature thing to do. We're adults. Like, you could talk to me. It is what it is. If I'm upset, whatever, we can hash it out. I'm a talker. So, she goes on to say that, she's trying to build a life for herself and her dude, whoever. And that she just feels like she stepped out for me on numerous occasions and I'm taking advantage of it. Remind you, before we even moved in, she didn't say anything about rent. So she complained about me paying rent maybe like 2-3 months later. She complained about that, but she knew to give me, money for rent. Rent comes first. That is what it is. You take care of your bills. So she never established rent. So when we moved in, she never gave me a price. She never asked for rent. We never talked about it. It was what it was. So then, me moving in with her, which actually I moved in with her and her mom agreed. Like, that was not an issue. It was not a problem. So for her to feel like, you know what I'm saying, like she went out of her way for me, like I was buying groceries, I was, making sure the house was clean, I was, being respectful, no one knew where she lived, like You know what I'm saying? Like, I wasn't being a bad friend. So I'm like, if you didn't want to do it, you shouldn't have fucking offered, because you offered to allow me to stay there because you knew I was in a tough situation. And I just felt like as a friend, you shouldn't have thrown, you know, she shouldn't have thrown that back in my face. That was just mad disrespectful, because I was at a very low point, and it was either go home or be fucking homeless in Cincinnati. You know what I'm saying? You know, why paint me out to be this bad person and then saying that I was giving money to my boyfriend to try to help him, you know, get on his feet, and then she was complaining like, I feel like you giving to those who don't deserve it. And I'm like, but I was cooking in that house, I was cleaning, all them groceries she was eating were mine. And it was just like, what do you mean? Like, I hope you put this house together. Like, yeah, I didn't do every last single thing, but I did enough when I was getting off of work. So I was like, I felt like I contributed my part and my half to what you were doing. Like, I was doing free labor, if you ask me. So I'm just like, why would you, you know what I'm saying, come at me like that? So then let me go back to it, because this is like literally like a fucking long ass book. So then she felt like I needed to be more considerate because she keeps complaining about a parking spot, but she does not see how unfair that is. Like, how are you the only one that's able to be mobile to get in and out, and then like we're forced to be stuck or park on the fucking street where people are where they're plowing you in the, you know, in your space? That's what like messed me up. So then I finally was like, okay, fuck the text messages, we need to sit down and talk face to face. We sat down and talked. She didn't mention any of this stuff she mentioned in text message. She said her only issue was the parking spot. Okay, what the fuck ever. And then had the nerve to tell me to park up the street and walk down because that's what her boyfriend do. Well, your boyfriend don't live here, your boyfriend ain't paying rent, he ain't paying for nothing else up in here. Don't get me wrong, my boyfriend could have parked up the street, that's no problem, but don't tell me to when I'm paying rent and then you want to bitch about everything else. So then after that, then it was, oh well, you waited too long to pay rent. But like I told you, my curtains could have waited, my rugs could have waited, my stools, my mirrors, all that shit could have waited if you needed rent. And then want to turn around and be like, oh well, I didn't charge you rent because I wanted to help you out and you could get your furniture and get yourself situated. So whose fault is it that I didn't pay rent the first 2 months? It's yours. But for me to offset that, I was buying dinner, buying groceries, cooking, because she didn't cook. So I'm just like, why are you sitting here trying to paint me out as if I'm just taking from you? Because I don't even like asking for help in the first place. So I did everything that I felt I could do to help her out with, you know, the housing, being that, you know, you did let me move in. But my thing is, I wanted to move in by myself. You moved in. So how did you expect me to pay all the bills when you decided to move in last minute? Then had the nerve to say that she felt like she was being disrespected while we're living in her house. So then it became her type of thing. And I'm like, okay, bitch, but like, how did he disrespect you? No explanation is needed. He does not pay rent and he has to go, period. But you got 2 other people, and then you had juggling 2 niggas in the house, but none of them paid rent and shit. And I didn't say a damn thing. Nothing was, you know, said about it. But you know what? It's your house, so it is what it is. So I told my boyfriend, you know, yo, she said you gotta go. So I put him in a hotel for the weekend, and I ended up staying with him. And then she got mad because she didn't know my whereabouts or what I was doing, because I didn't tell her what date I was leaving or what my plan was. So then she was like trying to be like, well, you gotta get out by so-and-so date. So now the bitch kicking me out. So I'm like, okay. So, you know, I end up signing the lease to my apartment that day. Go back to the house, try to talk to her. She ain't there. So I'm like, here she go with that texting shit again, but don't want to say nothing to my face. And that's when I was like, okay, this bitch is really shiesty. So, you know, that was said and done or whatever. And then, shit, what happened after that? Oh, I ended up staying with him full time in the hotel. So at this time, she's like basically upping up my date every like month. So then by this time, it's like the end of February. She telling me I need to be out by March. And then requesting more money from me on top of that. What the fuck? Like, who do you think I am? I started actually staying in the hotel. So I was in the hotel for like 2.5 weeks until I signed my lease. But like, my thing is like, dude, I wouldn't even been pissed about the situation if you just approached it in an appropriate manner. Like, you just start the shit with saying I'm ungrateful and blah 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 because I'm helping my boyfriend out get on his feet. And granted, yeah, we were arguing and not getting along at the time, but like, why would I leave him ass out? And then like, what else was you expecting me to pay besides rent and bills? Like, what else was you expecting me to pay for? I paid for half of everything. You decided to move in. So now you are responsible for the half of the bills, and then whatever else you got to pay for and do upstairs for that apartment. Like, that was what you signed up for, but then I got the repercussions. So if you were struggling financially, you should have said that. If you needed me to leave because you wanted to contract it out, or you wanted me to contract or be on a lease, then you should have done that. Don't be a friend and then turn around and want to be a landlord and then blame me for everything that's going wrong. But like, when I say before that, When I sat down, I asked her, like, what did I do for you to feel that I was being disrespectful? Or what did I do to make you feel like you gotta treat me this way? And literally, what she said out of her mouth, well, it's just your boyfriend, like, you the one that has a relationship with him, so you should be the one to tell him and reiterate. So you basically want me to tell my boyfriend and tell him everything to do that you want me to do and want him to do? If you had that issue, you could have talked to him. Y'all was home all day today. All day in the morning or whatever. So basically, I'm just like, so basically you wanted me to be the puppet master for my boyfriend so you could control me and then I could control him. Like, what type of shit is that? But literally, she could not say one thing that I've done to make her feel like I was being disrespectful or disrespected her in any type of way with this living arrangement. But remind you, she was able to run and do whatever the hell she wanted to do. It was like the moment my boyfriend got here is when she started using him as an excuse for everything. So I honestly feel like if he wasn't there, she would have found another way to fucking dog me. She would have found another way to kick me out. Bitch, if you wanted me to go, just fucking say it. But like, don't try to be making up stuff and making small shit. And all this was over a motherfucking parking spot. Over a fucking parking spot. A parking spot. At this point, y'all, like, even talking about the story again just got me fucking heated. But I'm cool on it. Like, I'm so cool because all I did was level up from that situation. Like, you didn't keep me down for long. Like, I still got my own shit. I'm still walking around paying bills and doing whatever the fuck I want to do. So it is what it is. But at the end of the day, I'm just like, bruh, like, you were supposed to be my closest friend and that's how you do me though. But I'm just glad I'm able to get my story out and my side about what happened, because I'm sure she don't walk around and say some shit, because we have mutual friends and they all, you know, they looking at me kind of funny and you could tell something on their mind. But like I said, it is what it is. I mean, I guess my thing is I just really want to know, like, what the issue is with me. Like, I don't give a fuck about our friendship. I don't give a fuck about rekindling shit. I just want to know, like, why the fuck did you do what you want to do? Why did you do that? Why did you do it that way? And then why did you make it seem as if I was the issue and you could not sit down and tell me anything that I have ever done to offend you? Like, it's literally unanswered. Like, I'm so fucking lost. I don't get it. I don't understand how somebody treats a friend like that. And then you wonder why people... Whatever. I'm out. Fuck you.